The pandemic caused many people to reevaluate their careers, and millions of others were forced out in what's being called the Great Resignation. It isn't stopping. New numbers show 4.3 million people quit or changed their jobs in January. That is exactly what happened to former media executive Ron King. He had to say goodbye to his high-powered role. But as our lead national correspondent David Begnaud discovered, in losing his job, he found himself in a very unexpected place, surrounded by donkeys. David, good morning.
How about that? Y'all better get ready for this ride. If you've ever been fired or laid off from a job for whatever reason, and you started searching for what was next, what really mattered to you, then this story's for you. Among the coastal hills of Northern California, right in the middle of wine country.
My favorite part of my day is my donkey hunt.
Ron King has created a donkey sanctuary.
It's the weight of the head that lets you know he is like happy.
This is so sweet.
This 75-acre ranch is a nonprofit dedicated to their rescue and rehabilitation.
They're intelligent and they have very high emotional intelligence. I give them love and they give me love back. I'm a donkey guy now.
It's a far cry from his pre-pandemic life, attired in Gucci, shuttling between New York and Los Angeles as a senior VP for Time Inc. He managed sales and marketing for some well-known brands. Was there a moment in your life where you thought, damn, I've made it?
Yeah, I think it was when, I was flying first class to Milan to sit front row at Versace. That was a big deal.
But in 2018, the sale of Time led to the elimination of King's position. So he freelanced, but then COVID hit. The work dried up and the despair set in. Then came a call from an old friend, Phil Selway, a prominent pop art dealer. He hired Ron to move to his ranch and sell it because it wasn't being used.
I thought it would be a win-win. He could help me tremendously, and it would help him, give him another project.
King took the job, and while hiking around the property, he felt something new, this sense of calm.
My head is always like a snow globe that's being shook. It never stops. That sense of sort of chaos in my head was just normal for me. When the snow globe stops after 20 years, you feel that.
But you were still enough to recognize it.
I was still enough to recognize it.
And respectful enough to act on it.
I had no thoughts in my head except this beautiful surrounding. And I realized it's the first time I'd felt serenity in 20 years.
Well, serenity met serendipity. King discovered a story about the plight of donkeys, known historically as strong pack animals capable of hauling goods. But they've outlived their usefulness. So donkeys, which can live around 30 years, are sold at auction, slaughtered, and then skinned for their hides to be used for traditional Chinese medicine.
They don't have any advocates. They don't win races. They don't feed a food chain. And I thought, I need to help donkeys. So I said, Bill, I have an idea that I want to run by you. I want you to take it off the market, not sell it, and let me turn this into a donkey sanctuary.
That sounds bananas.
And he will tell you, he also said it sounded bananas.
The first thing I thought when Ron was giving this presentation was that he was crazy and I would be crazy to go along with this. It's absolutely blown me away, and I could not be happier.
Donations support their cause. Every donkey here, 97 of them while we were there, would have been killed.
Patches was dying of starvation, so nobody had fed him for who knows how long. The only way to help a donkey that's been abused emotionally recover is to love it back to health. And I had this moment where I realized that there's a difference between things that I enjoy and things that bring me joy. And I was 52 years old when I realized those were two different things. It's a whole different way of living. You will never be this sick again.
And in helping donkeys to heal, he may be healing his own invisible scars. King's struggles began at an early age, when this son of a Southern Baptist preacher first realized he was gay.
They were young and they were religious and they had a little sissy boy. So that didn't go well. All I really wanted all along was to matter. Come on.
By his 20s, he was homeless, addicted to drugs and alcohol. He got sober only after surviving an overdose. Understanding the power of resilience.
You wanted to take the donkeys hiking?
Yes, sir. Keep these guys fit.
King rebuilds the donkey's strength and trust so that they're ready for adoption. So far, he's found forever homes for 30 of them.
For a long time, proving that I could be someone or be something motivated me. That part has gone. But I want to matter to the world, to the donkeys, to people.
We have so many snuggle sessions.
Amber Paz made 2 of his donkeys part of her family.
This is my dream come true.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who dreamed of a donkey.
They're just absolutely precious.
For Paz, it was love at first sight.
She laid down right next to us. I went, "You're mine." I went into this not knowing how to do all this, but if I can do it, anyone can do it. Run, run!
There is no denying the connection that donkeys form with people. You know, changing lives may be a heavy burden for a lot of people, but it is a load that these animals seem to haul with grace.
I was pretty accomplished by all those standards, and I found myself with the rug pulled out from under me. And for that level of despair to be so close, so recent, is really an important lesson in resilience and turnaround. Good morning. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not always a freight train. Sometimes it's donkeys.
You know, donkeys are a lot like dogs when it comes to affection, I learned. This place is called Oscar's Place. And the deal is he'll adopt a donkey to you, but only 2 at a time because he doesn't want one to be lonely.
You, my children, asking for a donkey in 3, 2, 1.
Just make some space. I love the moment where he says, I realize there are things that you enjoy and there are things that bring you joy. So I think the question is this morning, and I would say to everybody watching, what is it that brings you joy? Ask yourself that. What is it that brings you joy? And then get about the business.
I mean, I feel partial to the story because I asked myself that very same question when I traded one life for another, back when I made a career change. But he said he always wanted to matter. Then he goes on to say the donkeys don't have any advocates, they don't win races, they don't feed a food chain, and so I need to help the donkeys. So Ron, you matter.
Yeah. That's right. And what I love about this story is that donkeys are known to carry heavy loads with ease. And it seems like they have essentially lifted the burden off of his shoulders, and they made him matter.
If I had drums, I'd boom, boom, psh. That's really it. I mean, that's everything. And this man who was in the rat race of keeping up and looking like the Joneses is now sitting in you-know-what in the middle of a field in Northern California, and he's never been happier.
And
Well
I
done,
learned
guys.
that donkeys are actually intelligent, very intelligent animals.
Super smart.
They also like their ears rubbed.
Don't we all?
Like for 10
Don't we
minutes,
all?
rub a donkey ear.
Don't we all?
Bring a donkey with you next time, okay, David? All right, David Begnaud, thank you so much.